Hello and happy Sunday. Hope everybody is doing well. Just wanted to do a little update. It's been a while. A lot to go through since it's been so long. And some big updates, which I'll say for the end. But yeah, take a little walk. So you may immediately notice the entrance is cleared up quite a bit. The stone wall is nice and cleared out. A lot of the trees and brush and debris here were moved. And ditto for that side. It's much more cleared out. Cleaned up the trees and stuff a little bit, so it's really nice and open right to the entryway. Yeah, and really been trying to focus on the driveway, getting that ready to be finished. So it's a lot of leveling, just trying to make it even. It becomes more apparent later, but this left side of the driveway is really steeper than the right side, so all the rain and stuff has been flowing right over it, making ruts and stuff like that. So I've had to level that out quite a bit. I've just been using the tractor for that. The bucket is all I've really been using. Just digging out this left side, as you can see, and then kind of moving some of that dirt over to the right side and try to build like a crown at the end of it, just so the water, if it lands on the driveway, it rolls to either side. But that's really the main focus right now. But there's been a few things going on as well. Cleared out an area over here. I might have mentioned that in an old video, but I wanted to clear that out to like put like the dirt and stuff, any material. Right now it's kind of a mess over here, so it looks terrible because I just cleared out a bunch of trees from the area like behind these brush piles in the shed, which the shed is great. That's a huge update. Have some clips of that. But we put on the roof, which went pretty well. Home Depot did forget to deliver some stuff when I ordered the panels and the ridge cap. The ridge cap's also a little short, so had to hold off on completely finishing it, just getting like some of the tape that goes between all the panels. So we put it up there anyway since we had all the panels and people were here. Family came up for the day, and we made a bunch of progress, so that was great. And I'll show you around the shed in a little. This is the open area. Again, just a bunch of trees in the ground right now because I just cleared out a bunch of the area behind that brush pile, so you can see it's not too thick over there. That's the spot I've been thinking about putting the sawmill. So I haven't gotten one yet, but I really like to. Either way, you know, the whole area needs to be cleared out a bit. There's a lot of like really tall, skinny trees with almost no leaves on them, and they're not really doing well. So I've been clearing those out, kind of giving the good trees more room. So that's been great. That bucket there is just all hydraulic oil and motor oil from the tractor. Carrie and I did the 50-hour maintenance on that, which went surprisingly well. Just the thing takes so much hydraulic fluid, it's crazy. The only problem now with the tractor is that one of the drain plugs for the oil is a little bit leaky. I think I might have lost a washer along the way, but no worries. Got a set of pallet forks for the tractor. Those were really handy with the roofing material, and I'm sure will come in handy for a bunch of other stuff. These ones actually did fit the first time, which was great. And there's some black walnut trees we have growing in these pots. Kind of cool. Carrie's brother gave us some of those. We planted them a little late, but they're doing all right. And that's the area that's getting cleared out right now. So we have a lot of cleanup to do there. These brush piles are massive now. And it's crazy how much brush you can pull out of one small area. But it's already looking really nice over here, and it'll kind of open up the whole area around the shed. So yeah, the tractor's doing well now though. It's been performing great other than that one leaky thing. And it's like, when I say leaky, it's like a few drops a week kind of thing. So I check the oil levels every single time, and they're always great. So it doesn't really seem like it's losing much of anything. So just keep an eye on that. I did get an extra drain plug to replace it with, but I have to like drain all the oil that's in there now and then put it all back in again, and it's a whole thing. So I'll get around to that when I have just a little bit of time. So yeah, the driveway, as you can see, has like really been worked up a bit. There's still some spots here that I need to clean up that are a little bit low, but for the most part, it's pretty good. That's like the main focus. I'm just getting some quotes on gravel costs from places in the area. It's really tough. You have to call all of them. Some of them have it on their website, so it's easy to quickly get the numbers, but they're all like 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on a Monday through Friday, so I'm always usually working, but I'll make some time for that. Anyways, moving on to the shed. Looks fantastic. I love the way it looks. I did the back gable end a little bit differently. My uncle and I did this front end. He did that crossbuck door, and I love the hinges on it. It looks so cool. Get a closer look at those. Really neat. And there's like a little latch on the inside that I put on there to keep it closed. The front door is not the final door. That is just kind of like close it in. So I just used the same siding panels that I had and just threw them on some hinges. I thought it would work with just like 2 hinges, and that did not do the trick, so I had to put that other one in there. So that's all gonna come off eventually, and there'll be like a real door put in there, but it's fine. I did the opening a little too big, so, which is, not a bad thing, but it's not like a standard door size. I don't remember the width off the top of my head, but at any rate, yeah. So that's all kind of dried in, I guess. And like there's some caulk between these lines, which I'll probably cover up with some little wooden panels or something. And then all the soffits underneath were finished. They came together pretty well. It was kind of a pain doing those because you have to cut that 45-degree angle on the end there. So some of them aren't perfect. And the first few cuts that I did was like not quite the right size with the loft, because the loft is like 60% of the roof in there, or 60% of the ceiling is a loft. So I had to like cut those ones a little bit shorter, and I cut them too short, so then they didn't fit quite right. And then here's the back. So this is the side that I did. I kind of left these pieces a little bit longer to hang over the siding. That came out all right. I really love this window. My uncle brought this up. He had it on his old camp, I believe, and we have that on a hinge in there, so you can pull it inwards. So I'll put a screen in this little like fitting here, in that little, I don't know what you call that, but the gap between the window and the outside wall. So I'll put a screen there, and then I can pull it in and hang it on something, so that way the breeze can get in there. But this all came together really well. That worked out great. And I kind of just buttoned up all the side a little bit. This wasn't all like screwed in and together all the way, so I just when I did that, just a second, I'll show you inside the shed, and voila, it's open. All right, so inside the shed, it's still kind of messy in here, but you can see it. I built some hangers for the tools, which those are all up. I have some older tools here as well. It's kind of nice. The window still needs to go in. Just have a chair kind of chilling in here. It's a lot cooler in here. Outside right now is like 80 something, I'm guessing. In here is probably like, I don't know, 68 or something. It's crazy. And there's the window. It's really nice. And then if I carefully climb up this wall, there's the loft. That part. It's the only spot that's not like sealed in really well is that door, but it's fine. So this was interesting because we didn't want to do the 50-hour maintenance on the tractor originally, but we ended up having to do it because when we came here, after having the gable ends open for so long and this doorway open for so long, Yellow Jackets took it over. So I came up here like maybe a month or two after not being here for a while, and I walked in, or actually no, that was the gable ends were still open on the other side. So I walked in and I looked up here and I saw a nest right there at the crest of the ridge, or the top of the roof there. And I was like, oh great, wasps. So we had a wasp nest there. And then Carrie was like standing right outside, like watching me as I was going in here looking. And she said there's also one right behind me. And there was one right above my head right there. There was one right here in this corner. There was one right up in this little corner. I'm probably forgetting one. And then there was one outside right at the top of that. Really small one that was just like forming. The other ones weren't that big either. But anyways, there were like 4 or 5 nests. So we had to go to the hardware store and get a bunch of wasp spray, which you probably saw lying around in some of as I've been walking around. We used 3 cans of it overall and sprayed everything the first time and got the hell out of here. And then the next time we came up, we sprayed it again. And then I think the third time I came in a bee suit because I didn't think to remove the nest the first time. I just figured spray them, it'll kill them and keep them from coming back, but that's not really it. You have to like remove them obviously now. But anyways, I came up here with the bee suit, removed them, and it was fine. Just threw them all in the trash can, and there was none living in them when I came up there. And it's funny, I was thinking like, what don't they look, or what don't they like? And they don't like all these various smells like peppermint and I forget what it is, like lemongrass or something. So we went and got an oil diffuser from like Ocean State Job Lot or something, and just threw it in here. I just put like one of those little battery operated ones in here that puffs every like 5 minutes. And I came back here and it smelled great. And I mean, they weren't there after I sprayed it. So like, I don't know, did that work? Not sure, but they've stayed out. I haven't seen a single one since, so that's been fantastic. We did get, this little thing over here that's hanging in the tree. I won't really give you a close-up of that because it's not pretty, but it's just a little trap for them, which needs to be refilled. I actually see one by it right now, a fly or a wasp, and they caught a bunch of them. So that's been really great. Yeah, so the shed's in a good spot right now. It needs a window, needs a door. The ridge cap needs to be put down all the way. We just put a few bolts in it to just kind of keep the water out for now, since the roofing was up. But there's some foam that goes under that we haven't put up yet, so I'll take that off and put all the foam under there. And then the roof should be in pretty good shape. Then it's just really the door and the window inside, but not really anything pressing with that right now. So yeah. Moving on, a couple little updates here. Again, you can probably see the driveway. Cleared out a bunch. I had to really dig into this left side here to get like it even. So the garlic, that did not go as planned. RIP. It looked good for a while. I mean, you could look at the last videos where it was kind of coming up. And we came up here one weekend, and it was just like not here. Like it went like in reverse. All the long pieces were gone. And I think it's really just the spot that we picked for it was not great. It can't really get a lot of light in here. So it was doing good. And then when the leaves started to come in, I think is when it started to do bad. So as soon as spring really kind of fully hit, the garlic started doing worse. So we didn't take down any trees or anything like that for this spot. We just kind of cleared it out because it was naturally kind of open. But in reality, that was probably in like fall or winter we did that. So yeah, it was fall because that's when we wanted to plant the garlic. So unfortunately, it's just not really a great spot for it. It looks really cool though. So maybe either replanting something here that doesn't require full sunlight or clearing out some trees to give it a little bit better light, but I don't know. It might not be the right spot for that. There's a lot of nice trees over here that I don't want to remove. So we shall see. And then moving on to really like the goal here, this part of the driveway has been done up really nice. So it's, I would say, just about ready for gravel. I just gotta find a place to come bring me some gravel. And then this side is like rough still. I actually just did some of the stump digging yesterday. So you'll see some really like patchy spots, like stumps kind of out everywhere. Like this is a mess. So all of this needs to get cleared up, but it's pretty rough out here. Some big rocks too. See this little boulder right there? Yeah, so I tore through here, dug up most of the stumps, some trees. It's crazy that the excavator is so good, or the backhoe is so good at digging up these rocks, but like the front bucket, you just can't get leverage to like dig them up. But it really does just rip them right out of the ground, which is awesome. That one's pretty huge too. I was surprised. I don't know if it's like the new hydraulic fluid or what, but it did a great job. So I made it to about here where you see this crater. And then there's a handful of stumps back here. I haven't taken out yet because today I am taking this dead birch down, which I just didn't feel comfortable moving the tractor around it. I was afraid I'd bump into it and it would fall on me or something, so it's gotta go. So I'm gonna take that down today. Oh, still even looks sketchy just standing next to it. I'm kind of worried about some of these branches falling when I cut it. I'm probably gonna try to have it land into the trees over there, which, it's not really much else. I just want to let it go where it's naturally leaning because it's dead and it's unpredictable. So we'll give it a nice cut there and hopefully it takes that way. Well, yeah, that looks like the right way, and I'll just try to avoid anything that comes down, keep my eye on it. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. That should be all right though. Just gotta remember to wear your helmet. Yeah, so we'll be clearing the rest of these stumps today, hopefully, and continuing with the driveway. But yeah, so the biggest update though, other than the shed, is that Carrie and I moved up here to Maine. So we're a lot closer. We're like 20 minutes away from the land. So it's super convenient to get up here to do work now. So I've been holding off on a lot of updates because we've really just been settling in. But I have been able to get up here quite a bit, and we've been able to do like a bunch of little cleaning tasks around here and some of the shed work. So it's been really nice. So hopefully I'll be able to provide more updates now that we're able to do more. But yeah, that's about it. All right, we'll talk to y'all later.